Yeah. Alright. So we got Path of Exile 2 got early access review. And man. The game looks good, bro. Well, we're gonna see what IGN got to say about it. I got Smite on early access right now. So I'm barely playing that, so I don't know. We're gonna check this out, bro, and see what they say about it. Check it. Check it.
It only took an hour of playing Path of Exile 2's early access version to know I'd soon be firing up an Excel spreadsheet and saying goodbye to all my loved ones for the foreseeable future. Just when I thought I was out, the heartless maniacs at Grinding Gear Games have pulled me back in with a sequel to one of my favorite action RPGs of all time. The gameplay, endgame mechanics, and insanely intricate build crafting all take massive steps forward, and even though it's subject to many of the usual early access jank caveats and suffers from some seriously stingy loot drops right now, there's already a lot to love about this fantastic, time-destroying ARPG. Per all the genre's usual tendencies, you can expect to spend time battling armies of enemies in search of loot, taking down big, gross-looking bosses, and teleporting back to town to sell off your spoils roughly every 2 minutes. In its presently unfinished state, it takes about 60 hours of blasting your way through the first 3 acts of the campaign that are currently available of a planned 6, twice in a row before you unlock the impressively extensive endgame, where even more angry mobs and shiny gear waits for you.
The Countess has escaped with the beast.
Wait a minute, bro. 60 hours? 60 hours, and they so claim it is early access, bro. That's a lot of playtime, bro. That's a lot of playtime.
Exile 2 doesn't exactly rock the storytelling boat. It sticks with the usual tale of horrifying abominations which threaten to destroy the world and immortal beings treating mortals as pawns. But that doesn't mean it's boring or without the occasional twist.
This is the largest soul core I've ever seen.
Getting to know the cast of characters and unraveling the otherworldly culture and history featured in each act is a particular highlight. I grew quite fond of Alva, a treasure hunter who loves adventure almost as much as she loves making quick exits whenever danger shows up. And getting to know the Marraketh, a brutal group of desert survivalist nomads, was very compelling. We don't know what the second half of the story has in store, so the jury's still out on whether or not it'll stick the landing, but so far it's off to a decent, if not entirely original start.
Okay.
And while Path of Exile 2 plays it safe with the story, it swings for the fences when it comes to ambitious gameplay. The result is one of the most irresistibly playable action RPGs to date. After picking one of the 6 available classes, with 6 more planned to arrive by 1.0, you'll start...
It start off with 6 classes, bro. Oh my god, why did I choose Diablo 4? I can't, bro. I want that $100 back, bro. I want my $100. I want my $100 back, bro.
Down the long path of making heads or tails of the incomprehensibly complex skill trees. They almost seem like they were designed to be sarcastically dense as you slowly piece together a build you like. Like, just look at how big this thing is. You'll then bring those abilities to bear on all manner of zombies and weird lizard monsters in a relentless hunt for loot and XP. That, if you're as eager to smash the next fleshy piñata open to see what's inside as I am, is prone to keep you up long into the night. Throw in the fact that maps are procedurally generated and offer a pretty high degree of replayability while also managing to feel somewhat handcrafted, and you're liable to lose yourself for the better part of a week, like I did. It helps that each of the classes offers a unique way to play that dramatically mixes things up to a much greater degree than other ARPGs. For example, choosing the dexterity-focused ranger will have you keeping your distance, dancing around the map, and most importantly, focusing on your evasion stat, which gives you a chance to completely ignore attacks that land on you. But if you ever do manage to get hit by something big like a boss, you're toast. For my part, I spent the majority of my time as a witch focusing on a minions build that let my thrall do the fighting for me, so I often spent my time just supporting my undead homies and shouting words of encouragement.
Well, they call that
the
a
high
witch.
level of gameplay diversity is really impressive stuff, and something I haven't seen Path of Exile 2's contemporaries achieve.
Mevi
Come
is
on,
a
man. Why
new
you gonna give me
breakthrough
the
in
ad right in
component
the middle of the
procurement
thing, bro?
powered by Masuma.
Hey!
Between the passive perk trees, your skill and support gem loadouts, the Atlas perk tree and Ascendancy tree, which are 2 endgame trees with even more effects to consider, and your overall equipment loadout, there are about a dozen systems to learn if you hope to master your character, and in this case, that's great news. When you decide to play them more than casually, ARPGs are all about burying your face in complicated menus, searching for the most powerful possible combination of stats, and Path of Exile 2 delivers on this front even more than its predecessor. It might take a while, quite a long while, to figure out how each piece of the puzzle works, especially if you're diving in early before the hardcore crowd gets a hold of it and creates step-by-step recipes you can follow. But doing so makes for an awesome time if, like me, you're into that terribly nerdy business. Where Path of Exile 2 definitely falls short at the moment, however, is with its loot. That's not because
I
the
heard about
items you
that.
get are bad. Finding a scepter that let my witch summon even more undead minions was quite nice, for example. It's because it's incredibly stingy. There seems to be no protection at all in ensuring the loot that drops is geared towards your chosen class.
Yeah.
And even if you find stuff that is, it's often not good or won't work with your build, since you'll frequently require highly specific items to improve upon it. I didn't even see a single unique rarity item drop until I had played for over 60 hours, and when I finally did, it was a bow that my magic-focused character had no way of
Hold
using.
on, wait a minute. No, you didn't, bro. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't, bro. No, it is no way. It is no way. The 6. When this video came out? Yesterday. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. No, that's about. There's no
You can
way he
always
played
trade
60
with other
hours
players
already,
for the
bro.
gear you need, but it still feels pretty awful to grind your
There's
face
no
off
way.
and not see
There's no
anything
way.
worthwhile come of it, especially if you'd rather not interact with other people. If you plan to jump in at launch, hopefully you really enjoy your first playthrough of Path of Exile 2's first 3 campaign acts, because right now, you'll have to give them a second go if you want to reach the endgame. That's because instead of finishing all 6 acts for the early access build, Grinding Gear focused on the first 3 and wisely directed the rest of its attention to fleshing out the endgame so that it can be finally honed for the full launch. That was a smart choice generally speaking, but instead of letting you beat the first half of the story and immediately advance to the post-campaign grind, it instead makes you play through the whole thing twice, with no changes in the second run, aside from scaled up enemy levels. Even though I enjoyed the story, playing it all again back-to-back just to reach an arbitrary character level makes things unnecessarily repetitive at the moment.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, but it's early though. I'm not mad with that decision. Because if you getting everything on the early access build, they're gonna have a hard time. They're gonna have a hard time giving us all that other stuff once the game actually come out. So if you beat it the first time, then you ain't really got to play it. But you know, some of these people, they like to play these games. So playing it, you guys just play it twice. So you really can't put it off on that because it's early access. These guys is already telling us like, hey, this is the early build. We got more to come. This is what it is. So I mean, if you playing it twice and you saying, oh, it's repetitive, yeah, because you played it twice. You don't have to do it. I can't fault them for that one. I ain't gonna fault them for that one. overall, I'm hearing that
Thankfully, once you do
it's
manage
good.
to progress into the endgame, you're in for a good time. Path of Exile 2 is already surprisingly fleshed out on this front. The main
Good.
course is the Atlas, a massive, procedurally generated map that lets you explore nodes to reach objectives, including mysterious merchants, hidden boss fights, and more surprises lying in wait. While very similar to the original's endgame, this version expands and improves on virtually every aspect, and has been a complete blast to explore. And I could already see myself dumping hundreds of hours into it. Beyond that, there are trials that pit you against special objectives and challenging modifiers to unlock powerful rewards and progress down your Ascendancy perk tree, as well as an endgame boss that serves as the final gauntlet for Path of Exile 2's most dedicated adventurers. It's an impressive amount of content.
I mean, that's all that matters, bro.
That
For
said,
early access
a
build,
robust endgame hasn't saved Path of Exile 2 from much of the usual jankiness that comes with early access. I saw everything from the minor stuff like frame rate hiccups to the extremely infuriating stuff like that time a patch deleted all of my skill gems, support gems, and my best weapon. Per usual, I recommend waiting to hop in if you're the type of person to throw their keyboard out the window when things don't work as intended. It's actually a testament to how good everything else is that these issues didn't completely turn me off from continuing to play. At its early access launch, Path of Exile 2 is already shaping up to be the sequel we've been waiting for.
I said 8.
Everything from the refined action
I said
RPG
8.
gameplay to the surprisingly fleshed out endgame has seen major improvements, and the half of the story we've got so far shows plenty of promise, even if the setting feels a little generic in the realm of dark fantasy worlds.
So nobody's coming to save us.
The downside of playing in early access, though, is that you'll have to slog through all 3 acts twice to reach the endgame, the loot game still needs some major tweaking, and some mild to severe technical wonkiness threatens to take the wind out of your sails. But it's nothing that makes me concerned for the future of this expansive sequel. Even while we wait for 1.0, Path of Exile 2 is already a stellar way to lose dozens of hours and a clear leap forward for the series. For more, check out our reviews of Indiana
Bro.
Jones.
Bro, 8 for 8 for a early access build game is crazy. That is crazy good for early access, bro. See, that's why I say I'm not going to fault them that we got to play all 3 acts again to get to the end game, because it's not the full game. So they had to find a way to, like, okay, I'm not going to let you get to end game right in there because we don't have the full game. So if you do want to experience the end game, then you got to play the 3 acts all over again. That's not bad on their case, because it's grinders on this game. Like I said he played 60 hours already. I mean, I don't believe it that much, but the way it looked, he probably did, bro. People love grinding these games once the games come out, man. But that is crazy work. He ain't shower. He ain't did anything, bro. That's just crazy. But 8 for this, man. I don't know. Let me know if I should play Path of Exile 1 first. Since that game is a full game, should I just try to play Path of Exile 1? Since this early access and I played Path of Exile 1 and how I play games, it'll probably take me some time until actually the full game come out, and then I'll be ready to jump on in. So let me know about that. I might do it that way. Let me know what y'all think I should do. Should I play Path of Exile 1 first to go ahead and get it, get good or whatever, and then go into Path of Exile 2 since it's early access, and then the full thing I think coming out like fall of next year. So I mean, that gives me a lot of time to play Path of Exile. That might be a good deal. But yeah, guys, any Path of Exile fans out there, let me know how y'all feel about this 8, and if you playing it, let me know how y'all feel about the game. But yeah, that's good for early access, bro. That's good. I'll see y'all guys in the next one.